And I see Raelyn is backstage.
Let's bring her in, man.
Okay, we'll bring her in. Okay.
So I'm sorry. No.
Nope. Too late.
Too late now. She's in.
Bring me in.
No.
In.
So I have a couple videos lined up. I was going to play a video, then bring you in. But
no,
we can play videos too. So
yeah.
Cheers.
Raelyn, how are you? Cheers.
Hey, cheers to you.
Cheers.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm doing great.
Yeah, wherever my Coke is, there it is. So, Raelyn, I don't know if Jared knows this, but so a mutual friend of ours got us hooked up together, Thomas McCormick.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So
Agent Boy.
Yes.
I call him Agent Boy because it's a long story, but basically someone was like, "Okay, Agent Boy" to him in an email, so I just call him Agent Boy now. Yeah.
That's a good name for him. That's a good name for Thomas. I like that.
I like it.
Yeah, that's his name in my phone. And so when he calls, if my phone's on a Bluetooth, for some reason it'll be like, "Mom's calling," or or something instead of the ring. And which is actually Ryan Sickler's laugh. So usually it's either that, but if it's on a Bluetooth, it'll say who's calling. So it'll go, "Agent Boy is calling. Agent Boy is calling."
That's it. He is no longer Thomas to me.
There you go.
He is now Agent Boy.
Good.
No. So Raelyn, I told a story the other day, and I don't know. I'm hoping I was right in this story. So it was a few years back, and your grandfather Willie was playing at the IP Casino, and somebody let me in to see a little bit of a sound check, and I could swear I thought it was you that was with him playing on the piano. In that. Oh, it was a few years back, but maybe I was wrong.
It would have been my Aunt Bobby, but my Aunt Bobby plays piano, or my Aunt Bobby actually just passed away not that long ago. But she, at the end of March, actually, and she played piano for him forever. They were the first member. She was the first member of his band, and the very first band they were in together with her husband, who passed away many, many, many years ago. But anyway, I think it was Bud Fletcher and the Texans, I think was the first band, or in the Playboys or something like that. But anyway, so it was my Aunt Bobby who was playing, but the fact that you think that it was me means so much, and it's probably just her saying hello to me. But she did have really long brown hair, kind of like
I got you.
All of the Nelson ladies.
I hear you. So tell us, you've got your own style going on. You've got some really good stuff. I picked out a couple songs. We were talking about going down rabbit holes. I went down rabbit holes. So my girlfriend Brandy was the one that told me about you the first time. She was your bartender when you played the Celtic in Pascagoula.
Okay.
And told me how much she loved you and all about it.
Yeah, she's cool.
So I went down a rabbit hole, and I picked a couple of my favorites that I like to play tonight. But I kind of want to go through your musical journey from when you were younger, of course, being in a musical family, to where you're at now. Kind of take us through the origin story of Raelyn Nelson.
So my dad died when I was really young. My dad was Willie Nelson Jr., and my mom had quickly turned to religion. So she kind of kept me sheltered on only Papa Willie music, old country, or gospel Christian music. So really early on, that's all I was listening to. And it was mostly the Papa Willie stuff, and Kitty Wells and Patsy Cline, and, Dolly, Loretta Lynn. Those are the ones I connected with. Yeah. So I didn't realize it at the time, but I was writing melodies in my head, but I was singing random shit, and I didn't understand that I was writing it. It took me a while to realize that, but I did take up playing guitar. My grandpa sent me my first guitar when I was 14, and it's my acoustic guitar that I play all my, or I write all my songs on now. I play the ukulele in our band. I'll get to that in a minute, but started playing guitar and writing little bits and pieces of songs. And I got married really young, had babies, and was just continued to kind of write here and there. And then when I finished nursing my babies, I was like, I got to get out of the house. I need something to do. So I went and found a place to record the songs that I'd written just to give myself a project that was something other than momming all the time, right? And I met JB, my music partner, guitar player, and he produces and all of our music, but met him through the weed guy. Are we allowed to say that on here?
Oh yeah, this is the internet. You can say whatever the hell you want.
Okay, cool. So we had a mutual friend through the weed guy. We were both getting weed from the same person. And he was like, I got a studio, just come over to my place and do it. So I did. And by the end of that first day, he was like, we should finish these songs. I got ideas. Let's put a combo together and just start trying to, have a band. Like, let's do this. And I was like, okay. I was like, oh, I must be really, really good, if he, but it slowly took like 3 or 4 years to kind of figure out what we were doing. He had his background is underground rock, like just in Nashville. He's well known. And so he grabbed his band that he's always played with to play with us. So it was this hybrid of rock and like, and their influences are like the Clash, the Ramones, Off, they have all these old punk rock influences. And then mine were Loretta Lynn, Papa Willie. So it is just kind of a mixture of that. I think Rolling Stone Country, when they first wrote about our song Brother, our video, they said it was like Loretta Lynn with Cheap Trick backing them. And I decided to play the ukulele because JB had just done do y'all know the band The Replacements?
Yes.
So he had done an all ukulele version of Replacement songs. And so he had 6 or 7 ukuleles sitting around the studio. So when he was doing the, producing part of our songs, I'd pick them up and I was like, show me some chords. And I looked them up online. It's so easy to look up chords online, So I started looking them up and I was like, this is fun. I think it might be cool to play the ukulele. And he said, I got to figure out how to make it loud because it's a rock band, right? So they got a regular guitar amp and we plug it in and I basically play it like a guitar, but I can move around in it. I think it's different, and we're just trying to be different,
Yeah, you have to bring something new to the table, right? So that's cool. Yeah, ukulele. I like that.
Yeah, and a rock band. So yeah, and I like to write songs about what's going on in life. So I don't like to just sit down just to write a song. I just wait till something happens and I know a melody will come to me and I know something's going to come that'll spark because it just always does, I just wait for it. And I've done the writing session thing where you sit down and have to write a song and I'm just not a fan, it's not real. Natural.
Yeah. I was going to say, does it feel forced when you have to do that?
Yeah. Yeah. And you're writing about stuff that I don't know. I just like songs that feel like they came from a real spot and a real situation, whether you were in it or people around you were in it, or you saw it on TV, whatever it is, it has to come from something, not just, we're going to write a song about cheating today,
Right.
And I don't know.
That's more of a product than art when it's done that way, right?
Yeah, and I hesitate to say it's not even art, but it's just not natural, real art, right? It's just
right. That's what I'm saying. It's more of a product. It's not actual art. You know what I mean? Art would be when you're sitting at home, wherever your peaceful place is at, thinking about whatever, going through an emotional state, and you express it through whatever instrument you have in your hand, your voice, your ukulele, your guitar. That's a song. That's art.
Yes. Yeah. You get it. Exactly. Yeah. And they're usually following a formula too. And I get it. I understand it. Let's do something that was similar to the last hit. I get that mentality. I understand why they do it, but it's just not as special, I think, as it is, like you said, when it's in that special place. And in that special place sometimes is driving around back roads, just driving around. And even if I have a podcast on, my brain will sometimes zone out into its own thing. And there's something about, we talked about this a lot on our podcast, Music is Funny. You can listen to it wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And but like if you're in the shower and you're doing something that your brain already knows how to do, that's when the ideas come,
Correct. It's almost like you have to have the I don't know, like you're saying, half of your brain that does the functional task is occupied and it has to shut up and just do what it needs to be doing. Then the creative side can kind of drift off, you know?
That has to be it. That has to be it, because I've seen it happens all the time. Even when it's just an idea. I'm sure people who don't sing or write jokes, you know, they have the same thing. It's just whatever they do, whatever their passion is, you know?
Correct. Did you growing up in your family, I don't want to say feel a pressure to be like write music, but like, were you around it all the time? Like all the time? Is it something that you look back on now and see that it was like, were you I think you mentioned this a minute ago, you were are always kind of writing melodies in your head even before you realized that you were doing that?
Yeah. And
so it's all.
My grandpa was always on the road. He got big in 73, I think. And I wasn't born yet. So he was already huge when that's all I've ever known. And so I remember thinking he was really cool, you know, like everybody loves him. And I remember him being on stage and singing. My first show I was 2 months old at my first Papa Willie show. And so they've always taken me to see his shows when he would come through town, which luckily I live in Nashville. So he was here all the time. And I was able to, my mom would take me to go see him even after my dad died. So the way my mom and dad met was my dad was on the bus with Papa Willie, and my mom was working at a radio station in Nashville as one of those promo chicks that wear short shorts and and cleavage and everything, and throw T-shirts at you from a gun or something. I don't know. And Papa Willie stopped by the radio station to do what you do as an artist, talk to the radio guys. And my dad met my mom, and they got married a year later here in Nashville. It was a big, huge deal in town. And then had me a year after that, and then divorced a year later. And then my dad died when I was 7. He died in 91.
Ah, that's tough.
But yeah, went to Papa Willie shows my whole life. Never felt like I had to do it. But and I was even nervous to send him songs, but I did send, or to even tell him that I wanted to do it. It was just, he's Willie fucking Nelson, as well as my grandpa, but still, and but I sent him the song. It was one of our first songs called The Moon Song. And I said, I've just written this song and I want you to sing and play on it. Or actually I said, I just want you to play on it. He just sang on it on his own will. He just did that for me. But in that conversation, he goes, yeah, I love it. He listened to the song, called me and said, yeah, I'll do it. Let's make it a world smash hit. And I was like, oh my God, if he thinks it could be a world smash hit, then this is going to go pretty well. But it's not a world smash hit yet, but he did sing and play on it. And oh my God, the first time I heard that coming through the speakers in our studio, I was just crying. I've heard my grandpa's voice on a million times, but as soon as it was my song that he had written, and I don't know, it was just,
oh yeah, that's something special to share with your grandpa, regardless of who he is, right? Music to music like that is beautiful. Yeah,
absolutely. So we're gonna so I picked 2 songs. So okay. I went deep on one of them just because it looked like it was so much fun to make the video. So we're gonna play Sweetwater.
Okay.
So, as Jared would say, you can tell us nothing or you can tell us everything about the video or the song. So before we get into it, tell us a little bit about it.
So I started writing that song one day when JB and I were supposed to play something in Nashville, and we realized while we were sitting there that it wasn't going to happen. And so we just decided to start drinking. And the only thing they had there that I liked was Sweetwater 420s. You know those? That beer? And then I started writing it there, that Sweetwater's going down fast. We're sitting in the sun. Think I'll have another glass. It's summertime in Tennessee. I'm feeling pretty good. So I'll probably have 3. I had, that while we were sitting there. Never did. And then, just slowly started. Actually, the rest of that song came to me in the shower. And I wanted to parody, or not parody, I guess like homage LFO Summer Girls somehow.
I gotcha.
So that's why it's like in the summer, in the summer, in the summer. And then how the verses start with summer, sun, it's like,
right.
That's, so that was like an homage to them and me being, 14 years old and loving LFO and that song. But anyway, that's where that came from. And then we decided to make fun of Luke Bryan and Jason Aldean and Florida Georgia Line, I think, are the three that we.
So I will tell you that's the beginning. That's the beginning of the video, and I kind of edited that out to shorten it up just a little bit to play it. But basically, the beginning of the video is you guys talking on the phone, trying to figure out the video concept, and you're clicking on Florida Georgia Line and Luke Bryan and all of that, and it's actually pretty funny. It looks like you guys had so much fun.
Oh my God, I haven't seen that in so long. There was a lot of green screen tricks in there, and my children were so young. Those were my kids.
Those were your kids, okay.
Not all of them. There were my kids and their friends. But my boys are 15 now.
Oh, and wow.
My daughter's 12, almost 13. Yeah, that was so long ago. But
It was fun watching it and then looking down at you and you seeing certain things and just start laughing.
Yeah.
Because I just remember doing it, and that it took us like at least 10 shots for us to get that when it exploded behind us for us to go, and we're all going 1, 2, 3, It's just silly.
That was good. I could hear the LFO reference that you made, because you said that. I could really hear that.
Yeah. And I would never make a video I could never write songs like Florida Georgia Line and them. I just couldn't do it. I mean, they probably don't even write those songs, so I shouldn't be talking shit. But it's just they seem like not natural art, like we were talking about. So. And at that time, everybody here in Nashville just loved bro country. I mean, it's still kind of big,
I've been in Nashville twice. I like that place. I'm not going to say I know it. I've only been 2 times. But what I did experience, I really liked.
Well, downtown.
He experienced the liquor is what he experienced.
Oh, that's also true, too. I ended up in Kid Rock's bar a couple times.
Now, see, I went down to Kid Rock bar not too long ago, it was just a couple weeks ago, and that place was fun. It was fun. And then all of them have their own little, bars down there. Blake Shelton has one.
Yep.
Jimmy Buffett. All of them. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've been to Nashville one time, and I was in Gatlinburg and decided to drive to Nashville to surprise a friend of mine who has a restaurant there. And I got so sick. I got there, drove around for 10 minutes and then had to drive back because I couldn't. So that was my view of Nashville. It was about 10 minutes of driving around downtown. That was it.
How did you get sick?
I think it was, no. This was well before then. I think it was just going from South Mississippi into Gatlinburg in January and getting the cold. And
he didn't take his Flintstone vitamins. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what got him.
I did not take my Flintstone vitamins. Oh, it reminds me. Thank you. I got to go do that now.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
But so that was my experience with Nashville. So
where are you guys? In Mississippi, you said?
I'm in Biloxi.
He's in Biloxi, and I'm actually in Pensacola, Florida.
Okay. Yeah. My ex-husband has family in Pensacola.
Oh, okay.
There. Yeah.
I love it here.
Down by the Navy base.
Yeah, well, I'm not down by the Navy base, but yeah, down by the Navy base. That's where my girlfriend works, down by the Navy base at a bar called World of Whiskey.
Nice.
Okay.
So, yeah. So you got some shows coming up down here, though. As a matter of fact, you are in Chalmette, Louisiana tomorrow.
Yeah, I leave really early in the morning to drive there.
And I think some friends of ours are playing that show with you, Party at the Moon Tower. I think they're playing it. So
Thomas raved about them, and
they are fun. They are fun. You're going to have a good time with them.
So we love those guys.
Yeah, so that's some good stuff. And then you come into the next day, you'll be in Ocean Springs, which is about 10 minutes from Jared's house.
Yeah, it's super close.
At the Lost Fest, is that what it was?
Yep.
That's what you said, yeah.
Lost Spring Brewing, maybe?
Yep.
Right? Why am I drawing a blank on that, Kevin? I have no clue.
I don't know when Thomas told me that, because originally that show, because when I posted that you were going to be on the show, I originally posted, hey, she's playing Chalmette on Friday and then she's playing the Cannery on Saturday. And then Thomas was like, no, she's not playing the Cannery. She's doing Lost Fest because the Cannery show fell through or whatever it was. So I was like, oh, well, damn, let me go change this real quick. So
yeah, I don't know. I'm going to look
first. That's the first I had heard of it. So be interesting.
So you yeah, exactly. She's like, I'll just be wherever I'm told to be. Exactly.
I'll be there to play. I think that night's with Wayward Jones.
Yes. Wayward Jones, Neon Moon.
Neon Moon. That's the other one.
What's it like now? What's it? Yeah, good job, Kevin. Because I don't. What's it like now? Playing shows and doing these, like mini tours and stuff with kids at older now. You've mentioned them a couple of times.
It's way easier. Way easier now. Yeah. But it's funny because before the pandemic, we were going out consistently every other weekend. Sometimes, every weekend in the summertime, and then the pandemic hits. And then, so a year and a half goes by, we don't go anywhere. And then I start getting shows again. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where are you going, Mom? What are you doing? I'm like, remember that I used to do
Mom
this?
Mom likes to rock. You don't remember?
Yeah. So now it's kind of, I get these that kind of thing. But only on the long runs. On weekend runs, they don't care. They go to their dad's every other weekend anyway. And actually, their dad is really cool. Him and I are good friends and co-parent pretty well. And his wife is awesome too. So if I need help, they're like, yeah, just bring them to the house. Because they're teenagers now, they can stay at the house by themselves for a few hours. I never worry about them when they're alone. The only thing I worry about is them fighting with each other. That is not my boys, because they're twins and they're tight. Them fighting with their sister is the only thing I worry about.
Do they ever go out with you? Do they ever come do the tour with you?
I haven't done that yet because it's hard to put mom mode.
Right.
I can't. If they're around, I can't not be in some sort of a mom mode, and I can't really rock out and party with everyone if I'm in mom mode. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
It's just,
yep.
I haven't figured that out yet, but they are starting to get older. They could come on if we had enough room, but I wouldn't want them. It's just smoky in the van, there's just things that I want to wait.
I get it. Yeah. It's a time and a place for it, and it's not yet. So I get it for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They would like it for maybe 15 minutes, and then they'd be like, "Okay, this sucks." Yeah.
Yes. Where's the Xbox or the iPad or whatever? We're done.
Are we done?
Where do I plug in my Xbox?
Right.
That's.
I have a 12-year-old, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Whenever they start talking about Overwatch or Minecraft or what's the new one? What's the Apex Legends, like Fortnite, all these things, I'm just I
have a 5-year-old, and the Minecraft is the jam on the 5-year-old's spectrum. Yeah. So yeah.
That sticks for a while.
My kids are older.
Yeah. Kevin, you've already paid those dues.
Yes.
Yeah.
The worst I had was Lion King. So
yeah. Lion King.
So we're good. Yes, Lion King. LionKing is. I was going to say,
Kevin, don't you have a Lion King tattoo, right?
I have a Simba tattoo.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can.
What is that from? For your son or daughter?
I have 3 daughters, and our favorite movie to watch was always The Lion King. And so I was at, believe it or not, it was like a Friday the 13th thing. So it was $13 tattoos, and I wasn't even going to get one. And I just happened to be there, and I saw the little Simba, and I went, you know what? That's a good representation of myself and my girls. So
there you go.
So I put it on there. So that I have a little Simba, the one that got painted onto the tree.
Oh, love it.
That's pretty cool.
Simba. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yep.
So the next video we've got is Whedon Whiskey.
Yeah.
So what?
No, just play the video. I'm good. I'm still good.
You forgot about it again, didn't you?
I can get it. Just play the video.
Okay.
All right.
So Whedon Whiskey, of course, that was the song that I was introduced to your band originally with. Tell us about I don't really think you need to tell us about Whedon Whiskey.
Yeah.
But tell us about
speaks for itself a bit.
Okay, so I mean, it's basically like, let's stop taking pills and just get back to smoking weed and drinking. Because my sister started losing a lot of friends with heroin overdoses and just opioid addiction. A lot of my friends lost people to it, so it's kind of that kind of an anthem, But also, I started writing it when, this is kind of a neat, I don't know if it's a neat story, but I get to name drop. Jamie Johnson was doing a lot of stuff with my family in Nashville, and he invited us to the studio. We go down there, and at the time now he's sober, but at the time he was drinking a lot of whiskey, and he had Jack Daniel's endorsement. So he had cases upon cases upon cases from ceiling to floor. I'm not exaggerating. Ceiling to floor, all the way around the entire studio. And so he gave us each a couple of whiskey bottles on the way out, a couple of Jack Daniels. So that winter I drank the whiskey that he had given me. And while drinking the whiskey that Jamie Johnson gave me, I started writing that melody where it's like, whiskey, whiskey, And so then when it came time to write Whedon Whiskey, the real story is that there's a TV channel called Whedon Whiskey TV, and they needed a theme song and asked if, paid us to write it. And so I was like, let's go with the theme. Since my sister's just lost 4 friends, let's go with the theme of no more pills. Let's hear it for Whedon Whiskey, like make an anthem. Because I was like, I want to sing and play it too. I don't want this just to be for Whedon Whiskey TV. Like, let's sing it, make it ours as well. So that's where I kind of pulled all that. And I was like, I still have that whiskey melody, and we just worked with that melody. And that's kind of what I remember about writing it. Other than that, it was just about, because I talk about coming from the South and, the Bible Belt, and we deal with the stigma of it being evil or bad, or, like you're not a good person if you smoke weed, which is ridiculous, So I kind of cover a lot of bases in that song that feel close to home,
Awesome. Well, we're going to play it right now. Here's Whedon Whiskey. Jared, go get the stuff that you're going to get. Whedon Whiskey. It is the Raelyn Nelson Band, and you are watching the sound. All right. I love it.
That was good.
Yeah. Thanks. What were you trying to go run around and get?
Jared, go ahead.
I only got 50% of it, but Kevin and I, a while back, we got our, there's a candle company called Dirty Joe's here locally on the Gulf Coast, and they made us custom candles with our logo on it. You can see Getting Down with the Sound.
Oh, that's cool.
Us. Hold on. And it's a mic, and he made it look like kind of like a phallic symbol. Yeah,
I did.
There you go.
Yeah.
But we had 3 flavors. Scents, I should say. One was vanilla, which I have one of those downstairs. The other one was weed. And the third one was whiskey, but we don't have any whiskey ones left. We sold those. So we had weed and whiskey candles.
God.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to purchase that from you.
Oh, we'll send you one. You don't have to purchase anything. We'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, just
does it smell like weed, or does it cover up the weed smell?
No, it smells like weed.
Yeah, the whiskey one really smelled like whiskey.
Oh yeah, the whiskey one was.
It's close, but I wouldn't say it smells like like weed. But the whiskey one really smelled like whiskey.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you'll you got our email address, just shoot me an address, and we'll get Jared to send one out to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
thanks,
if anybody's looking for Raelyn Nelson social media wise, where would they find you?
Raelyn Nelson Band on all the social media platforms, at Raelyn Nelson on Twitter, actually, because they don't let you do a long one. And website is Raelyn Nelson Band. Don't go to RaelynNelson.com. I just found out the other day, I was doing John Reap's Country show, and he brought to my attention that when you go to RaelynNelson.com, it's like an escort site that I don't know, somebody's totally hacked into my thing. But
wow.
But yeah, so just go to RaelynNelsonBand.com and don't go to Raelyn Nelson. Or you could go to Raelyn Nelson and support those gals.
I mean, maybe somebody might be in the market for that. I mean, you don't ever know,
Yeah, get your jack off on.
That sounds like a whole different podcast right there.
Yeah, right. It does. It's a whole different combo there. So No, thank you so much for jumping on here with us tonight. We love the tunes. Glad you're going to be swinging through our neck of the woods. That's awesome as well. Kevin, what you got, man?
No, I appreciate you. I know it was short notice.
Yeah.
Thomas had reached out, and we had a show Monday night or a Thursday night. What night are we? Monday night. We had one Monday night, and it was already kind of full. And I was like, Jared, can we get another date in real quick? So, and I definitely wanted to get you on the show and chat with you a bit, because I really, we're lean on the really heavy side of rock with this show, but
we love all music.
We love all music, and I just get a kick out. Like I said, I got caught down the rabbit hole listening to your stuff the other night on YouTube, and just I enjoyed the hell out of it.
My band guys they bring the rock. You know what I mean? That's totally them. They make me look really cool. Dudes love the music, even though it's, the bones of it, or it's just a really girly song. Boys love it because they rock it up for me. I'm really lucky. Thanks for having me.
Really good stuff. No, and like I tell,
spread the word about being
there.
Right.
That's what we're here for. And anytime you want to come back on the show, just let us know, and we'll put a show together and have you back on. So
I'll have Agent Boy reach out.
Yeah, Agent Boy. I'm telling you, I'm changing his name and my phone and everything to Agent Boy.
We have a great relationship with Agent Boy, so thank you.
Raelyn, thank you so much, and
thanks for having me.
Have fun this weekend. Hopefully, one of us will be able to make it out to see one of the shows.
Okay, well, make sure you say hi if you do. Okay.
Absolutely, we will do that. Thank you so much.
All right.